What are you doing?
Now, y'all want to know why I want to talk about Taylor Swift? And yes, I brought up the topic.
I'm not gonna lie though, she like bad as hell. Like I'm not. She's like,
Man, shut up.
This is Nico,
and this is Trey.
This is Simon.
Oh man, I'm really excited to get this whole podcast started. The first episode, first of many great ones to come. First things first, how's everyone doing?
I'm like chilling, bro. I'm in like the best city in the world. Like I got my mess hat on, like repping the set.
I'm doing good too. It's Friday. I'm ready for the weekend. Have fun. Only bad thing is I'm in Alabama. I wish I was in NYC with y'all.
Man, don't shit on your own state like that, bro.
Nah, like I'm not like we gonna make something happen soon though.
Yeah, man. Like especially with this whole podcast, man, we are going to get lit. We're going to have fun. And for all the viewers out there, thank you for tuning in to our very first episode. And before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe to this video. We definitely want to get those likes pumping. And also on IG, make sure to follow this podcast account on IG, and also make sure to follow our personal IG accounts. All of that's going to be in the description below. So for this podcast, we're just three cool guys. We're just going to have nice conversations, talk about different stuff. It can be about anything. So yeah, man, let's get started, Nico and Simon. For our very first topic of this episode, we are going to talk about loneliness. Nico actually brought this up, and I think this is a very good topic to talk about because I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like as time goes by, there's like a bunch of socially awkward people, and I think that results from loneliness. And before we get started, I think to give some background statistics on loneliness. So there was a study by Harvard back in 2021, I believe. And in this study, it says that 36% of respondents reported feeling lonely frequently or almost all the time. 61% of young people aged 18 to 25 and 51% of mothers with young children reported this type of loneliness. Loneliness is linked to early mortality and a wide array of serious physical and emotional problems, including depression, anxiety, heart disease, substance abuse, and domestic abuse. So, what's up with everyone being so weird, and why is our country so lonely, man?
Like honestly though, like I think like this is like also something that like everyone just can relate to because like everyone's like felt lonely at like some point in their life, like obviously to like varying degrees because like everyone's like loneliness is like on like a scale. But I think like the why we see such like an uptick in loneliness is because of just like our advancement in technology and like the rise of like social media and the internet, because like now like we're so like interconnected to like everyone like all over the world that like we're just more isolated within our own like social media and like internet bubbles that we're not really going out and like meeting new people in real life. And I feel like we've actually just been like socialized worse, like at least for like the younger like members of society, because a lot of us like grew up like online and like and are more used to like interacting in that space, so we're not like as like adept as like older generations and like interacting like, and meeting new people in person.
But did we really grow up online? Because
I mean, not us, but like people like younger
yeah,
than us, like because we're technically Gen Z, but like
we got like a glimpse of what society was like before like the social medias, and
because we were like so born in like the late 90s and stuff, so we like had some time, but like the people who were like a couple years like younger, like the Gen Z, like early 2000s like babies, and like people like younger than that, like they really grew up with like like social media and stuff, and like having like smartphones and stuff, because even like when I was like we were younger, like it wasn't like we still like played outside and we like did all like that stuff.
I don't think I got my first like smartphone. I think it was in 7th grade. Wow.
Yeah, I was in middle. So yeah, I think I was like 12 years old too.
Right,
Like,
yeah. So
Yeah. I think us and millennials, right? We kind of grew off social media. We had a little bit of outside stuff, mostly social media. If you look at like Gen X and like Boomers, all of them really went outside and met people in real life. So they had more social interactions on a daily basis. But you see us, we're on social media all day. Like you said, we're on Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok.
it's
And it's
X.
like X. And
oh
it's really,
yeah, exactly.
it's really toxic because what you see on social media is not the same in real life, right? Like people's always are flaunting their best life on there and they're acting like something they're not. And it's like you're kind of comparing your life to their life. They're partying, people are going to the club and all that. And even if you go to club now in real life, everyone's on their phones, right? So it's like I feel like
That gets on my nerves, by the way. Like, if you look at the movies, like you see all the movies back then, like when I was a kid, and you see the adults like in the clubs, like having fun. Like you see all the adults dancing, like just having a good time. And I thought, man, like I can't wait to turn 18 and get turned up like that. But like now, like all these events, excuse me, like everyone's just on their phones, just like flashing pics for the gram, like, huh, I'm at this place, like having a good time. Like, no, you're not. You're just wasting space.
Nah, like literally, like people like just be pulling up to like all like in like New York, like they'd be pulling up, taking pictures in like Tao and like Lavo and like places like that, just so they can flex on the gram and shit, and just look like they be like having a lit and active lifestyle, and also that they probably just making money and shit. Cause like, yo, if you look like you like got a bottle at like a club like that, it looks like you balling type shit, or even like those Instagram models, like you see them in like private jets and like in like Dubai and stuff like that. It's like, yo, like it looks like they live in that high life and stuff, but if you've seen more of those stories, like they've had to do some nasty ass shit to like get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But I think with all this, so back to like loneliness, I think like I looked more into like what specifically like the definition of loneliness like was, and like I think it basically just comes down to is like the gap between like our like reality, like where we're at now, and basically where we want to be. And just for some reason, like that gap keeps like increasing wider and wider like each year. And like yeah, like you have to say like like basically big tech, like social media, like why, like with the gap increasing, like you see people like I think it all comes down to people just like all they do is just look at other people's story, like, and they just constantly there's this constant comparison between like their life and the life of others, and especially if like someone's like dealing with like going through a tough time, um and you see other people like they seem like they're having fun, they seem like they have a lot of friends, like that only like exacerbates the loneliness problem even more, because it's not like back then like people didn't have problems, people weren't lonely, they were lonely, but I don't know, like I swear like tech is a double-edged sword. I think that's like very clear by now. um you can either use it for the right way or just use it for the wrong way in a very drastic way. And for me personally, like I used to be on the side where, you know what, like tech, like it is a kind of like a net positive towards society, but like I feel like these, yeah, like I feel like this within this year, I'm shifting more towards the negative side when it like tech being a net negative. Like I don't know if I'm being over dramatic when it comes to that, but like how has life gotten better, honestly? Like am I being dramatic?
no, I don't think it's gotten better. And like you said, comparison is a thief of joy, right? So if you're comparing your life to someone on social media, you don't know what they had. You don't know what's going on. There was a post I saw the other day. It was like literally social media is like you see 5% of someone's entire life, or probably less than that. So you don't know what's really going on in their life, what they're doing on a daily basis. And if you're always comparing yourself to someone else, you're never going to be happy, right? So it's like you're always like in the state of, oh, I gotta do what they do and not what you have to do for yourself. So I feel like, yeah, like life doesn't get better because you're always on social media. And it causes lots of mental problems too, right? Like, why do you think our generation suffers the most with like mental illness compared to people who are much older, like our parents, like our grandparents? They don't really talk about depression or anxiety and all that. It exists, but it's not as bad as it is today. Combine that with drugs, fentanyl, and all this other stuff, like it's just getting crazy. It's ridiculous. So I feel like,
uh-huh.
go ahead.
No, I was about to say, like, I guess, like, honestly, like this issue kind of makes me mad because, like, big tech and the nerds, they've kind of like sink this country down the drain. Like, okay, I'm being dramatic there, but like, you know, like it's funny because like the nerds, and I know I'm dissing on the nerds, but like nerds are known as the socially awkward people. Like,
Why do you think they made this shit up though?
they
It's like,
they basically made everyone else just like them. Like they basically just like with
like
everyone. Like,
Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook because like Brody was like lonely as hell. Like there's no other reason. Like he was trying to like connect with people, and then like it just became like this whole big thing, and like that we can actually kind of thank him. Actually, there's MySpace and stuff before that, but he kind of just like
and
made this shit what it is.
And understand like social media at first was like when it first got started, it was to connect with like your lonely grandma, like your like relatives that you don't know even existed. Like, okay, that makes sense, but I think we all know at this point, like there's like way deeper stuff that goes behind like social media, like behind big tech. We've heard of the what you call it, the attention economy. Like they spend like so much money on just basically having us hook like crackheads onto these like tech apps, onto these like software stuff, and like they spend a bunch of money. It's insane. Like I remember what book was it? I read Digital Minimalism. I recommend everyone to like read that book. It's by Cal Newport, I believe. But it basically talks about all this stuff and how we're basically like drug addicts when it comes to tech. And it's not by coincidence. Like they've again, like all these tech companies, they spend so much money getting us hooked onto our devices, hooked onto social media just for like their ad revenue, stuff like that. But no, it's honestly ridiculous, and screw these tech nerds for just for making all of us just like them, honestly. Like
like not like you got. Like,
I know I sound mean, but it's really frustrating. I just wish that we were able to like I don't know, somewhat go back to like that time, like before like all this technology where there's like more cool people, you know?
So
you know, like we were saying that stuff about like how we're like addicts and stuff. Like even like every time you get like a notification or like you got like a like or something, like you feel you get that you actually get like a dopamine rush. Like I even felt it from myself. Like if someone's like liking your like latest post or like replying to your story, you get like you get like a rush in your head. That
it's like they call it like a continuous like lottery machine that's like on their phone. I think that's the phrase I've heard. But
whose fault is it? Is it the company's fault or is it our fault for using it, right? Because at the end of the day, no one's forcing us to go on social media.
But the thing, of course, there's some personal responsibility involved. But at the same time, like the tech we use, like that shit isn't neutral. Like they do put like a bunch of money and a bunch of like resources in order to get us hooked. Like for example, like I don't know, let's look at.
I mean, they have all their data and they sell it to like people that advertise it.
And think about like with food, for example, like is it like completely our fault with the way like our food can be like so addictive with like so much stuff in it? Yes, of course there is, but at the same time, like when it comes to like drugs where it can affect your like physical like the physical aspects of your life, then no, like they like these companies, like all these corporate heads, they do deserve some blame for like the way society has like panned out since like basically the introduction of like social media, for example. Like I think we've all seen the graph where when I think Instagram was introduced, like you just see a drastic increase in like depression, like loneliness, of course, especially with like younger women too. Like guys, it's tough, but for younger women, like there's just constant comparison, like over and over again.
Because you're compare yourself to like these Instagram models, and most of them they have like filters boob jobs, BBLs, like shit that's just not real. So you're like comparing yourself to like someone who's just made to look like these like women that all kind of look some like basically the same, but like that's not like if you go in real life, you never actually see anyone that looks like that. So it's just like you're really comparing yourself to like something fake.
Yeah, man. I think at the end of the day, screw these nerds, man. So screw these nerds, man. Screw
And
y'all.
what
But
they started
y'all,
out
I just what?
with the intention of it, just connecting with other people, like MySpace, Facebook, Kick, all the ones, Vine, like these were the originals, right?
Yeah,
Others, other social media
yeah.
is important, but that's what's primarily known. And I feel like it's getting out of hand now because TikTok's using your data. Even apps like Team Room or like, all these Chinese made apps, they're using our data and they're selling it off to third parties so they can retrieve more information from us. So it's not only a loneliness and like a depression or anxiety problem, it also has effects on our lives, like who we are, our identity. And I think that's an even bigger problem, right? And companies don't care because they're profiting
Yeah,
off
yeah.
of us. So it's honestly it's awful. And the future is just going to get worse for us in that sense because
Well, I don't know.
I think they also like because like I think they actually do like try to like brainwash like how we think, especially in like TikTok because you get like fed like a lot of the same like types of content in like your For You page, and they're trying to like feed you like propaganda for like whatever like ideology they are trying to promote, and like they're just trying to like get people just like kind of buy into it and just like divide people so there's more discourse and people just like hate each other more because you see this shit all the time. It's not just TikTok, but like TikTok does it a lot. As you see it in IG too. It's just like a lot of like strong divisions. I think again, it's a lot to do with like how polarized like social media just makes things.
Well, again, screw the nerds. Even though some nerds do really nice things that help society, so I'll give them that. But anyway,
Also, cut me a check too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like subscribe.
but yeah, yes, for sure. But yeah, for me, I'm not getting brainwashed. I'm a real one. But anyway, we should move on. So speaking of, we talked about women recently. We are talking about Taylor Swift because I know.
oh my god,
No,
I gotta cut that shit
I
out,
know. No, man. We're
bro.
the Taylor Swift.
Bro, but
The Taylor. Nah,
Nico's
man, nah, y'all shut up. Anyway.
Yo, this is a big ass fan.
No. Okay, no.
What are you doing?
Now, y'all want to know why I want to talk about Taylor Swift? And yes, I brought up the topic.
I'm not gonna lie though, she like bad as hell. Like I'm not. She's like.
Man, shut up. Anyway, hold on. Anyway, the reason we have to talk about Taylor Swift because we have to talk about greatness. We have to talk about like she's probably the major cultural icon right now, and I know me. I'm pretty sure y'all too. Y'all probably can name 3 Taylor Swift songs, and yeah, like I'm.
I'm honestly like, but I'm not gonna lie, you kind of on the dick right now type shit. I'm not gonna lie though, she is like we're not like her demographic, but like but you see her stadiums and her fan base, like though they wilding out for her.
Yeah,
like,
so let me get to why. So I saw a recent article about Taylor Swift, and according to like I think it was last week, according to Bloomberg, they declared that Taylor Swift is officially a billionaire. I'm like, wow.
She on Jay-Z level now?
Yep, man.
Like in terms of money, like
okay, but
like
yeah, so yeah, like so I think she's in her 30s, so yeah, like she became a billionaire. I'm like, man, where did she come from? Because I don't know, I've heard Taylor Swift here and there, but I feel like she just drastically just jumped into like levels that we probably never seen before. So again, we don't know shit about Taylor Swift, but so I did just a little background research on her. So I think back in like 2010 she won her first Grammy. and
Was
right
that
now,
was that the one that Kanye was like
I have
bugged out on? Like I
I
don't know, that's the video, like the VMAs or some shit. Like
I have no clue. I have no clue. But oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. But anyway, so she I think right now she has the #1 song in the country with "Cruel Summer," and she's about to score like second #1 album of 2023 with 1989 Taylor's version. And of course, as you can see, we don't know too much about Taylor Swift, but like right now she has her the Eras tour, and oh my god, bro, like this tour's grossed more than $780 million, which is like making it the second highest grossing tour of all like time behind Elton John's Farewell Yellow Brick Road. I don't know who the heck is Elton John. Where I, but I don't know, like bro, like I don't think this is like a drastic opinion, but she probably up there with the Michael Jackson, Prince, and like Elvis when it comes to like
Hold on,
entertainers.
hold on.
No, like I'm pretty sure I'm speaking facts, Simon.
I mean, like if you just speak on just like the money and like how like her like concert selling, like people go crazy for that shit. Yeah, but I think like honestly, people like Michael Jackson just have like more like universal appeal. I mean, she does too, but like,
have you seen like?
But I think it's more for women though. Like,
nah, bro, I've seen men cry on her tours, bro. Like,
I don't know why Taylor Swift is famous, right?
Why is she famous?
So
she what?
She's
what the hell are you talking?
She's part of the Illuminati.
So the reason why she's famous is because obviously she has a lot of teenage girls who obsess over her and young fans because she relates to them. They can relate to her. You know, she came up as this young girl who was really into music, talking about falling in love.
She was like country at first, though.
Yeah, I didn't know she was country. You don't look like a country girl, Taylor.
She doesn't. So she was born in Philadelphia, but she lived a lot of her life in Tennessee. That's why she's kind of country, right? But she accumulated this huge fan base of girls that think like her. It's like the way she grew up was kind of relatable to a lot of other teenage girls, right? In her music, she partnered up with big names, right? Like Brian and all these popular singers. So she's really good and she's really consistent. I feel like she always releases good songs on a consistent basis.
What's the problem?
The problem is I feel disrespecting the legends like Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley.
I'm disrespecting the legends?
Jay-Z, Beyonce, like people who...
Man, this man said Jay-Z, bro.
Jay-Z, Kanye.
Jay-Z, bro, stop.
Their music, like...
You don't think Jay-Z a legend?
No, he is a legend, but we have to think outside. See, I think the problem is we have to think outside of our individual spheres, our individual bubbles.
That's not
like, if we just... Huh?
That's the whole world.
What are you talking? No, when you step outside of like your individual like experience, your individual bubble, and just look just realistically at what Taylor Swift is able to do, she is like on that first tier level. Like her, like you said, Jay-Z. That's crazy. Like Jay-Z and basically all the rappers combined probably can't reach like 75% of what Taylor Swift is, honestly. Like, and bro, I'm not like a huge Taylor Swift fan. Like,
I feel like the closest one who could is Drake. If I'm not.
No, bro, Drake not even close. I'm telling you, like, none of these dudes are close to what she's able to do. Like, Taylor Swift has, like, I watched like clips of her the Era tour or whatever that tour is, but bro, like I'm shocked about. So basically, like, I've only been to one music concert, and that was a Usher concert, and that was nice. But this tour, oh my god, like I can't imagine the amount of money and resources that like her and her team put into this tour. Like it is like once you enter that like arena, it's like you're in like a completely different world. And man, like everyone loves her. Like I saw people crying, and I saw dudes crying too, which I don't understand, but I don't know. I guess her music got dudes feeling like that. And I even saw like a recent article where I think she's going to do a tour in Argentina, I think. And there's like a fan there. Yeah, there's a fan there that's been waiting for 5 months for her. 5 months. which is absolutely like ludicrous. But like the numbers, like I said, $780 million she's grossed so far. And I think we've heard all the stories about like she's changing like damn near like whole economies out there. Like she's like a fucking
Let's just shut your
she's
whole
like a
city down.
like she's a tank when it comes to like her like popularity. And just like looking deep into like why like she's so popular, I think you touched on it before. Like I feel like she's so relatable. Like so let's look at Kylie Jenner, for example. Like if let's say if you just happen to like come across Kylie Jenner, like and you just say, "Hi Kylie." Bro, like I feel like Kylie seems her and like I guess that whole family. Like their security guard would beat you up, I feel like.
They
Well,
would.
if you see Taylor, like, "Hey Taylor," she'll like be like, "Hey," like right
But I'm not
back
gonna
at
lie,
you.
but she gotta be careful though, because she got like some freaky ass fans type shit.
Yeah, but
Like
the what do you call it, the Swifties, yeah, but I don't know, like she definitely feels like a commoner. Like she feels like I don't know. Yeah, like her fans, like she connects with her fans, she interacts with her fans, and I don't know, she seems like a cool girl. Like, and also what I like about her, this may sound silly, but she's not like the most. You mentioned earlier how I guess her appearance, but she's not like the most like super like attractive like IG model or.
but she's like really attractive.
Yeah, she's pretty.
But she's like attractive, but she's like attractive like in like a real like not fake type of way.
like
it's like natural
like
type shit.
Like she don't got like a big booty or
it's not BBL and
like yeah, like it's.
I mean, like she's not like my type or anything like that. But it's like, but I feel like objectively she's like attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, like she seems like a normal person. Like she seems like okay, like I can be. Of course, you can't be a Taylor Swift, but like I don't know, you feel like you can just talk to her, like, and I know you have that look on your face, but like you have to respect greatness, Simon. Like she's not my cup of tea when it comes to music, but you gotta respect it.
In terms of numbers and what she's accomplished,
She got the numbers, man.
Yeah.
She got the numbers for sure.
Like you said, what I do like about her is that she's not fake in a sense like Kylie Jenner. They might have BBLs, plastic surgery, and all that. Taylor's more so natural, right? So that's why I think a lot of girls can relate to her and look up to her because she kind of portrays herself as herself. She doesn't try to pretend to be someone else. Use, plastic surgery and try to, act fake and bougie. She just seems normal.
Yeah, she seems like a normal. Where's she from? Pennsylvania.
I think so. Yeah,
like she seems.
And she's playing like her like acoustic like guitar and shit like on stage type shit. Like
she seems like a normal. You know what? She seems like that normal sorority girl that goes to like Alabama, for example.
Yeah.
Like
wow. Okay.
She'll be tailgating like the Alabama game.
Yeah, man. Like bro, she is it. And of course, there's that whole like NFL fiasco thing with her.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, like she got that boy like straightened up, man. Like so, like apparently, like Travis Kelce is known as like this like frat type of dude, but apparently he cleaned up for her. Like he got his act straight. And the whole NFL, like man, like she got the NFL just doing all sorts of stuff. Like
also,
and they're not even like focused on the games, man. Like
yeah, they just had the camera on her,
like
the Chiefs on.
Like the team scores a touchdown, and the cameraman goes straight to Taylor Swift, and have the announcers be like, "Huh, what's Taylor Swift's reaction to the touchdown?" Like,
and I know a lot of Taylor Swift fans are upset that Taylor and Travis are together because they seen the video of Travis like fighting someone and being violent. But I feel like it's not the media's responsibility to be looking into their relationship. That should be private, right? That's between them. And the one thing I noticed about Taylor is she's changed a lot. She used to be someone who actually cared about what the public thought about her. Like, in fact, she even lost weight and she had insecurity issues and all that.
She used to be fat?
She used to be not fat, but she used to have like belly, and she was on a magazine. She has eating disorder, right? So she.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah. But then eventually, when she got criticized and stuff like that by the media, she kind of let go. So you can see that in her music. She went from being like this innocent, kind of like look at me, I'm a role model type of singer, to being someone where she's herself. She's doing the music she wants and being herself, and she kind of expanded out of that. So I'm proud of her and what she's accomplished. My only thing is I don't feel like she's like she's done a lot in terms of music, but I wouldn't classify her as like the best. I feel like maybe in her industry, but I feel like
The best female entertainer.
yeah,
I don't even think she like. I mean, I guess like by
Like who's like who else would you put up
I
there?
think like are you talking about who person? I think like Beyonce is like more talented and stuff.
I love Beyonce, but she's
Also, I'm like biased too, but like
we're all biased.
if I actually would have picked my like who I think is my favorite like female like entertainer, I'd probably say Nicki Minaj or some shit.
Yeah,
but
but like of course like not everyone's gonna listen to that. But I feel like Beyonce doesn't even come close to her. Honestly, I know this is a crazy statement, but like she does crazy numbers, man. But
she does.
I'm not gonna like you ask me though, like and like I would say like Nicki Minaj or like Ice Spice or some shit like.
Man, hush up, man. Hush up, man. But I
feel like Taylor Swift has done something remarkable, right? Being a billionaire, having 20-something I don't know how many Grammys, just a lot, right?
a lot, yeah.
Age too, it's incredible. But let's talk about how, let's say, I think it was like 6 of her albums got bought off, and without her consent, right? Which I think is ridiculous. And so she had to sell like all her rights and all of that, and it's a whole issue.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Yeah.
But what happened with that?
I don't know, like you know how the music industry is extremely cutthroat, and I don't know, like I think Simon mentioned it, like they.
And the thing about Taylor Swift, another thing is she creates her own, like she's her own songwriter, her own artwork, like the music, the lyrics, everything. All by her. So she's really creative. Like she does everything on her own. Rely on it.
Yeah, she's legit. Nah, she's for real legit. Like, like again, like you have to respect greatness. Like you have to respect it for sure. I think, and the most important question is, how are we going to get our Taylor Swift, man? How are we going to be like Travis Kelce, man? Man, but
damn. Yeah, you really on a dig.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying if there's any like,
bro, she taken already. Just watch that cheap play.
I'm just saying if there's any like upcoming singers with like with a lot of talent, like hit us up so we can do some type of collab. So.
Oh, you trying to do like Chop Boys and shit?
The Travis Kelce Taylor Swift collab. Let's make it happen. But anyway, shout out to Taylor Swift. We respect you. But anyway, so moving on. Simon, how's your life been, man? Like how's your 20s? How's your 20s, man?
It's like a roller coaster, man. Like honestly, my life has been crazy. There's been ups, there's been downs. I feel like it's a learning experience. I've made a lot of mistakes in my 20s, and I've learned a lot from them. Whether that's financial mistakes like stock markets or saving money and spending.
We're talking about investing, huh? Okay.
Not only that, in terms of social interactions, meeting people, getting ghosted, all this stuff, or just like emotionally, just maturity wise, meeting people, and just life in itself. I feel like 20s, I've learned a lot. Like when I first became an adult, when I was 18, I felt like I was kind of naive. Like I didn't really understand the world around me. Then I went to college. I experienced a lot, academically, educationally, I excelled, but I wasn't in the real world, right? So I needed to interact with people. And then once I got into the real world, like shit, I gotta pay bills. I gotta make money. I can't just watch
taxes.
Girl, you know what I'm saying? So it's a completely different experience. But I feel like 20s is a huge learning experience.
What's been like the toughest thing, you think?
Toughest thing would probably be just not having a lot of people that I used to be with around me. So I feel like ever since I moved, it's like, wow, I went from the north to the south, right? So it's a completely different change. Like, it's a cultural shock. Like when I came down here, I didn't expect it to be like this. Didn't know anyone here. So it's like I moved to a completely new world, right? That was very difficult. at first. Now it's fine, but at first it was difficult because it's like, wow, I'm really here by myself, right? That goes back to the loneliness thing. And I had to meet new people here, and everyone here is like more southern, right? So the lingo's different, the food's different, everything's different, the environment. And at first, I was kind of like I didn't know how to handle it, but then I slowly transitioned into it, and now I feel comfortable in this area.
Wait, so do they know right away that you like are from the north and shit? Like just from hearing you talk and they like
Yeah. So everyone here can tell if you're from New York. Like people always come up to me like when I speak to them, they're like, "You're not from here. Where are you from?" I tell them I'm from Virginia or I went to New York, right? And they're like, "Yeah, I could tell." And they think we have an accent. Like us northern people have an accent because to them, like their language, not language, their accent is like the default, right? So that surprised me. But I feel like everything here is a lot more slow. Like we're way more fast paced up north. Everything has to be done like this, right? Here people chill, they relax a lot. Even when they eat, they spend like an hour just eating, right? So
Southern style, yeah.
it's definitely different. It's different.
Yeah.
That was the most challenging thing. It was just so different, right? And I was
Man, what about you, man?
yo, honestly though, like this is how I kind of like view my 20s and stuff because like people like I've heard like a lot of people say, oh, like the 20s are like the best years of my life, but like to be honest, like I don't want that shit to be true because like I want like my life just continue getting like better. I just want to keep going up and up because like I don't want to be that person that like peaked like in their you don't want to peak in your 20s like those people who like peak in high school or college. Like you don't want to be that person. Like you don't want like to reach your like height, like your highest point like early on in life. You like want that shit like to happen later. Like as you get older, you want your life to get better and better. That's like really the ultimate goal here. So honestly, like I really never really understood that like sentiment. But I also like think, and I also don't like, and the thing is like a lot of people just because like before like people like used to just grow up a lot faster. Like they got married by the time they were like 22, 23. And now like people aren't even like people are getting married in like their 30s and like not having kids until then. So it's like life has just like it's like the time it takes for people to grow up is just like slowed down a lot, which is like I think it's like good in a lot of ways because it gives us more time to mature. But like I also think we kind of just do like waste a lot of time just like fucking around and shit. Like even in terms of dating, you're just like going, you're just on like the apps, like going through the motions and shit, and just like messing around. And like, there's like, I think there's also way too much of an emphasis on like hookup culture too, where you're not like really getting to know like people and shit. So I feel like you end up like wasting a lot of like time that you could have put in like getting to know someone or even just like focusing on like setting yourself up for like when you're like early, like when you're like older, like in your 30s or 40s and shit.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. Like, there's a lot of people in their mid 20s, like late 20s, like they still think like 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
You know?
nah, like type shit. Like,
like they still like I don't know what it is, like why like I guess people are taking longer to grow up. I don't know. It's probably just because times are easier and
that's also where we live because we're in like the U.S. and stuff, so it's a first world country. So like we don't have like the
yeah.
we don't have the same level of problems like people in like other places do. So like in other if you like growing up like like where my family's from in Colombia, like you have to like grow up faster there, just like
No, like they
type shit like
they be working jobs like
like
once they like turn 16.
yeah.
Like they be like providing for families and stuff. Like, nah, super early, nah, for sure. So yeah, it's like definitely a lot of people are taking longer to grow up for sure. I think for me, my 20s, yeah, like there's definitely been some ups and downs. There's definitely, yeah, like Simon said, it's like a roller coaster. And I think the biggest lesson so far, and just to put it out there for the audience, like I think we're both in our mid 20s, around the same age, but so we still have around 5 more years left in our 20s. So it's not like we're gonna turn 30. But anyway,
Yeah, we have time. Like
we still got time. We still got time to have a good time. But anyway, so
I'm 29.
yeah, but Anyway, so for like right now, like so far in my 20s, I feel like the biggest lesson I've learned is to definitely just take big risk in our 20s, because 20s is definitely the time to like make mistakes, to be clumsy, just to basically just try all sorts of stuff. Um, I feel like I feel like for early on in my life, I've been more like risk averse for sure. Um, and I think with that comes with like being like there comes a lot of rigidness involved. Um, but in your 20s, like you just gotta test everything out and just like that's how you like know who you are, like what you don't like. And yeah, like you definitely have to like keep trying new things, like different hobbies, I don't know, different careers, different jobs, and also just explore too. Like you gotta um like travel. I know everyone's thing is traveling, but um yeah, just definitely and have a good time. I mean, you did make a good point that like I don't know, 20s don't doesn't have to be like the best time of your life. Like 20s is definitely like a good, it seems like it's a good setup period for
Just set yourself up for the future, so you don't
yeah,
have to be
man.
like struggling later, like down the line.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be like a downhill slope
Yeah,
like from your 20s for
because
sure.
a lot of people like they like just like I just like see people like a lot of people I know and just in general like they kind of just live for they just work to do their job and shit and just like live for the weekends and stuff, and then they don't really like sort of like
Mhm.
know like they don't have I mean you don't have to like know what you want to do type shit, but they don't have like really much of a plan or like goal down the line. They're kind of just like living to like get like fucked up for the weekends and stuff, and like and that's like fun and stuff. But like I don't know, like that shit gets kind of old, and eventually you want to like just like do something else, like just do something that sets you up like later in life, so you can just like enjoy yourself as much as possible. Like
Yeah. And Simon actually made a good point earlier about how like in college, you're just around people all the time. And now like once you I don't know, move to a different city, once you get a job, like there's like a lot less people around you. And that definitely becomes tougher for sure. It's like there's definitely an adjustment period that goes on right there. Like that's like where you like know more about yourself, and like also like I think like we talked about loneliness for our first topic. Um, yeah, like there's definitely like a lot of um like social struggle there, and like it definitely takes time to I guess after college just like reinvent yourself, um like get a better grasp of like what life is, what you need to do to be successful. So there's like definitely there's definitely a learning curve, of course. Like there's definitely you're gonna experience tough times, and that's a part of it. You just gotta live and just make mistakes. Of course, don't make drastic mistakes where I don't know.
don't go to like prison and shit. Like,
Yeah,
like don't
no,
commit a felony.
nah, yeah, for sure. Like, don't be doing crazy stuff, but just definitely just like fumble your way through success. Wait,
I like
speaking of
how
prison, oh, what? Sorry, no. Speaking of prison, bro. Like, remember like 2 weeks ago, there was that like we were on the subway.
Oh yeah, but Buddy got the shit like knife fell out of his
Yeah, like,
pocket.
no, like I think we told you this, Simon, but like no kidding. Like we were on the subway, Nico and I, and there's this dude that was just chilling on the subway, and
He was like sleeping or
yeah, he
something.
was sleeping, and like the next second we heard like a big drop, and this dude's like had like a big ass like pocket knife that just fell out of his pocket, man.
You
And
know,
then
somebody just like kicked that shit like underneath the chair and stuff. And
yeah,
they were like arguing about it too, like at the same time. I was like, yo,
yeah,
what are you doing?
like everyone saw like the pocket knife was like straight in the middle of the floor on the subway, and everyone's looking like, what is wrong with this dude, man? Like, oh my, that was actually legit scary. I'm like, bro, like, what are you going through, my man? Like, I just had to bring that up. I totally forgot that happened. That was crazy, man.
and I
But
think that kind of brings something else up. I feel like we take stuff for granted, right? Like you could be gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like people get shot left and right nowadays. Like you said, if someone dropped a knife there, um, it's it doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about, but it's kind of like, yeah, man, don't take stuff for granted, whether it's people, food, or just interactions you've had with other people, experiences. Make sure you live in the moment and you cherish that stuff. Because once
Yeah,
something is
yeah.
gone, that's when you start thinking about it, right? So it's like, yeah. But,
No, yeah, for sure. Like, just live, man.
Not dead ass. I don't know why.
That's what we're gonna do on
Yeah.
the podcast. We're
Yo,
gonna
live life.
We're just gonna live, and y'all are going to be entertained by us. That is the goal of this podcast. We're going to show our 20s, our lives, and y'all gonna like that shit. So, anyway, for the final topic, I believe this is like a viral thing that's going on. I think everyone's heard about it by now, but it was the list of dating spots that
Oh, well, you can't take people on a first date, right? Like,
something like that. Do you like you've seen it before?
yeah, no,
Okay.
it's like a list of 20 thing. So basically, like, there's like a thing that's going viral that everyone's sharing. There's like a list of 20 spots that I guess women like sent in that they said like a man shouldn't take them on a first date. Like, oh, like they're not fucking with you if you take them to these places. And a lot of them like actually like read some of them.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go real quick. So here's the full list. So we have Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, Buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, and sports events. Man, okay, this is actually my first time reading this list.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think like the one that's craziest to me because I like did this shit a lot is like bar just for drinks. Because like, like I feel like this is chill. Like you both just go to a bar, places to talk and just have a good time, and you just like it. Also, the liquor like loosens you up and stuff. It's like I don't get like why would you like dislike that? Also, a lot of these cocktails are expensive as hell anyway. So it's like, like I'm already like it's not like it's like cheap.
So I have a question. Did this specific individual provide an alternative to like
no.
what is
no. And
what are the best ones?
All of these are food places, they're restaurants, but girls love food. So it's like I don't understand. Like I get it, Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, no one likes to eat there. But it seems like there's stuff on here that is kind of like contradictory. Like Nico said, bars for drinks. There's a bunch of stuff like on here that I wouldn't consider like a bad date. And it depends on the girl, right? Like some chicks like something that some don't. So it's like, who is this? There's no way this is accurate. I personally don't believe it's true.
It's also like for like I think for like the chain restaurant shit and like stuff like Applebee's and stuff. I think like if you're in like a big major city, if you're somewhere like New York or something or any like major city where you have like options and a diversity of like different cuisines you can try, like there's no reason you should be taking a girl there because like you can actually go to cheaper places that are just more interesting because you have so many options. But if you're just like a small town, there's not really that's like the Applebee's or like Chili's and shit. That's like the best place, and like that's like a fine place to go to. So there's not like that many other options, but I feel like that's depending on your location. But
would you take a woman to a hookah bar?
I've done that shit a bunch of times. But the thing is that you can low key tell if she's into hookah, she a hookah thot. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, like you're
bro, like
I can't get down.
Also, if you're in New York, like and shit, like that's normal. Like no one's gonna think you're weird for doing that.
On a first date though?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like especially you got like a Dominican shorty, like an Arab shorty though, you could bring it in, like hell yeah. Like
I'm not taking that's
it's like two different types of places.
That's like going on a date with your homie, bro. Like a hookah bar, like
like think about it though. Like she's like the nicotine got you all relaxed and stuff, and then like if you want to get shit spicy, you can blow some smoke in your mouth.
I'm sorry, Nico, but you gotta be more classy than that, man.
Nah, bro, like that's classy as hell. Like I blow circles and stuff. Like,
you definitely a queen. Bro, that is some deviant stuff, right?
Bro, like I got places. I like go to places. If I want some like loud, like fucking play like Spanish music and shit, I got my places to go to. Like like uptown and stuff, and some places in Queens. Then I got my chill like Arab spots where they just play like the little like cool like like clean like Arabic music, and you just like is you have some like Egyptian uncle in the corner just like chilling, chain smoking that shit like a.
Man,
I'm not gonna lie, and then you got those comfy pillows, like you like look, you take a nap too. Like, I love those.
I just want to let the audience know that I am more of a classy person. I'm not saying I wouldn't take a woman out to an expensive ass restaurant, but I don't know. Like, I think just a nice place is just a very casual place where you get to do some type of activity for sure. Like,
I mean, I like so if it's like a nice out,
not hookah, not smoking,
but I like going out to like nature. Like I like going to like Governor's Island or like some park or something, like the botanical garden.
Yeah,
but I can't do that shit in the winter though. So you gotta like.
Oh, yeah,
that's why I like doing drinks in the winter because it's like
that's true.
Indoors, chill, easy to get
the drinks is on there. They might think you're, you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like there's also like positives and negatives of taking a girl somewhere. It's like she could probably know what you do on a daily basis, or you know what I mean. But I feel like some stuff on there is ridiculous. Like, okay, the movie,
what?
Like,
I actually get the movies though, because like it's not even like the actual like the movies itself. It's just like you can't like talk in that shit because you're just watching a movie. You don't get to know them, so I actually get it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
but like the drink thing is like, yo, like the thing is like, but why? But the thing is, as long I'm not gonna be getting like fucking like blasted and shit. Like when I'm on a first date, I'm gonna have like a drink or two. You know what I mean? Like so, it's really just like it's just like a place to take them. That's just like you could sit down and talk, and just like drink is just like a way to do that. Like most of the time, I wouldn't like have more than like 2 or 3 drinks or something. You're like, yo, I don't want to be like fucked up on the first day. You just like make a bad like first impression.
Man, no, I'm just no. I think the funny
sports events, like you take her to a
sports, that shit's lit as hell. Like,
oh yeah, that's
but just like going to like a Yankee game or something, like Mets game or like a fucking like a Knicks game or some shit. Like that should be so fun.
No, that's definitely fun for sure.
How was that bad? What? Some of these are ridiculous.
Like, I've gone with the shorty doing Mets game. Like that shit was fun as hell, and also it's not even expensive. Like my seats were like $14 a piece, and like good. I could see everything type shit. I could get drinks. I could get food. I'm not gonna like the food and drinks, so like end up being a lot more than the tickets though. But like, it's not bad. Like you don't spend that much money. It's chill. Like
imagine going to a Waffle House on the first day.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That shit like ratchet as hell.
Like just imagine it's like 2:00 in the morning. Like,
dude, it's like I'm not like you would just be getting to fights in Waffle House. And like I'm not gonna lie. Like that's actually I'm not gonna lie. If I were a woman, I would be insulted if somebody took me to Waffle House on a first date.
Yeah, just like. Hey, you want to go to Waffle House for like? That's.
They serve you like a burnt ass waffle. Someone's just like fucked up on something in the corner. Like,
do y'all like Waffle House?
No, I actually went with a chick to Waffle House earlier this year. It was bad. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was bad.
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, and but it was.
I didn't know I was broke.
Well, listen. It wasn't a date thing, so it was like 12.
If it's like your first, if you already like know her and shit, like it's a little different. But it's your first date, like.
I was eating, and I remember she didn't order anything. I was like, "You want something?" She's like, "No, I'm good." So right off then, I was like, "Yeah, she doesn't mess with Waffle."
No, she probably like, man, this like this. No, it's
So,
like, man,
I'm a victim of that. I took a girl to the Cheesecake Factory too.
But Cheesecake Factory is not bad though, and also I'm not gonna like you're in Alabama though, so you kind of get a pass for like going there and stuff.
Our best restaurant is literally Zaxby's. It was anything.
But yeah, but the thing is, if I took some like girl, like if I'm in New York and shit, and I took her to like fucking Applebee's, like I get why she wouldn't. I get why she wouldn't fuck with that shit. Cause like yo, I could take her to like a fucking Thai place, like a Dominican. So I could go to like any type of food I want, and like it's like a decent restaurant. Like why would I choose like a chain that's like everywhere when you're in a city that has like all types of different cuisines to choose from?
The best city in the world. So you guys have like you said, take it to.
Man, it is not. Never mind. Never mind, bro. Like, New York ain't all that, man. But,
you in Texas, man?
Ain't all that.
Will you take Shorty to Texas Roadhouse on the first date?
Bro, Texas Roadhouse is so freaking good.
That shit's good though, but like when you do that on the first date, like eat like a big ass T-bone steak and shit, like.
Nah, bro. Real women like Texas Roadhouse. But if you take a woman on a date to Waffle House, like going back to Waffle House, like she's gonna think you're poor, bro.
No, but she should be like, yo, she shouldn't think, like, but she'd be like disrespectful.
Like I'm going to Waffle. First, I thought it was good. Like I used to like Waffle House for some reason, but then like I think the last time I went, like they messed up my grits or something. It was nasty, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I only had it like twice, but I actually kind of fucked with it. But I wouldn't want to bring anyone there, like or nothing. Like,
nah, bro, I can't. Nah, I can't.
I feel like it's like the perfect place to go to if you're like after like going out and shit, like 2 or 3 a.m. and like ordering waffles with like sausage and shit. Like,
yeah. Ooh, on here. What?
You didn't put McDonald's or Burger King or anything.
But they said fast food chains, but like,
fast food chains.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I feel like anywhere you're at, like people just know like you shouldn't take a girl on a first date to McDonald's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like,
ooh, on here. I like ice cream dates. What's wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with ice cream dates?
Yeah, I mean,
I love ice cream.
Who's too good for ice cream?
I love ice cream.
I guess some girls are, but like,
I love ice cream. Even though I can still eat ice cream in the winter. Like screw that. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I feel that's a chill thing to do. It's like I think coffee. I don't get why coffee was on there either. Like that's like easy to
Huh.
It's like a chill thing to do during the day, and like it's like a good way to get to know someone. It's like casual. It's casual, not too much pressure. Like because like also, why are you gonna spend mad money on someone like you don't know type shit? You don't know if they fuck with you. You don't even know if you fuck with them. Like why are you gonna spend money on them like that? And also, the goal is for you to get to know them. So like you go on a place like where you can do that.
No, I feel like if I have coffee on the date, I'll just be all jittery and stuff.
Well,
you might actually like have to run to the bathroom.
With the coffee date, because literally last month, September, was Canada, and the people that got married, guess how they met?
What? By having coffee?
Yeah, coffee date, and they chatted for about 5 hours, and they said that was the best date they ever had in their life. So this list is complete bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But I'm not gonna lie, the only thing I could see with that coffee date going wrong is like that shit could like run right through you, and you have to like go to the bathroom like during the date. That's the only that could be bad, but like
yeah, I'll be hyper as heck. I'm not.
But I'm not like that's the only thing I'd be concerned about. But like I'll probably be fine. Like I still like doing that shit anyway. But that's one thing to keep in mind with that. Like if that shit makes you like you gotta be going to the bathroom within 30 minutes, and like you're like, oh excuse me, so run out and nah, that might not be it, but like honestly, like it probably most likely it'll be fine.
Oh no. So yeah, I think we can all agree that most of this list is garbage, and also I'm still not messing with the hookah bar. We should probably do like some type of poll, like if hookah bars.
I think that's fine, but like I feel like it's gonna be skewed based off the demographics they're asking. Like, if you're asking in New York, that shit's gonna be a lot like different than if you ask like where like he's at. Like,
nah, bro, like New Yorkers, man.
Right.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Well, I could also just get from the vibe if they like are into it, because the things I honestly if I'm like going through like an app or something, I'm like I could tell if she's into. I could look get a vibe if she's into hookah or not.
No, I'm just gonna like find some random chick on the street and just be like, hey, you wanna go out for a hookah bar date?
Depends where you do it though. If you do it in like Washington Heights, like they will say yes. Like, if they're fucking with you.
Yeah, maybe that's just not my demographic. Man, but anyway, yeah, I think most of this stuff on this list is garbage. Like at least provide an alternative. So I don't know who.
Yeah, if you don't if you don't like something, you just say, "Oh, like, we could do this instead." Like, you can just be saying, "Oh, this and this is trash," and then like not offer anything yourself.
Yeah, but oh well. But anyway, I think that does it for the first episode. Man, I had a great time.
So did I. And there's many more episodes to come. So stay tuned, because we're going to be releasing new episodes every Monday. And also, we're going to have additional content as well besides this. So stay tuned for that as well. So like and subscribe to Blackout Entertainment. We out. Peace.
Yeah, y'all don't know what's coming, and for sure, like, bro, stop that.